Citroen, the French that innovated the automobile industry. Many consumers are enthusiastic about the word innovation. Even today, countless companies and startups are working diligently to innovate. What brand do you think of when you think of innovation? If you look only at the recent trend, it is highly likely to be Apple. As Steve Jobs brought the iPhone to the world, which was merely a PDA for professionals and use, became an indispensable necessity in life. There is a Tesla in the automobile industry. Before Elon Musk launched the Model S, electric vehicles were only low-speed vehicles specialized in specific areas such as golf courses. Even traditional automobile manufacturers with more than 100 years of history now say that electric vehicles are the future. The keywords that run through Apple and Tesla, in other words, it's clear why we are so excited about these brands. It recognized the problems of existing products and eventually created something that was not in the world, leading to a major transformation of the ecosystem. Innovative car brands that shared this same keyword existed a century ago. The main character we will talk about today is the French Citroen. The founder, André Citroen, was a geek who was second only to Elon Musk. What do you do if you make a good car? You should be good at advertising. It is said that the founder of Citroen, André, emphasized to the usual employees how good a product is. It is difficult to succeed in the market without publicity and marketing to put it. Citroen is a person from over 100 years ago, but he was exhibited quite creative promotional ideas from the perspective of modern people. In particular, it left a significant mark in offline advertising. In the 1920s, France was able to place advertisements on traffic signs. With this in mind, Citroën ran an advertisement that inserted the Citroën emblem on all road signs in the French mainland and colonies. In 1921, André Citroën's advertisement was also posted on the Eiffel Tower. This is the first and last time an advertisement was published in the Eiffel Tower. The brand name appeared on the iconic landmark of France, so there was no better marketing than this at the time. In 1922, the letters Citroën were engraved as contrails over Paris. Advertisements using landmarks and advertisement depicting contrails in the sky continued afterward, both of which are Citroën's first attempt at advertisement techniques, and are introduced as meaningful examples in the advertising academia. Citroën also tried the word-of-mouth strategy, which can be said to be the beginning of viral marketing for the first time in the industry. At the time, the French taxi market was dominated by rival Renault. To target this, a yellow Citroën taxi was deployed in downtown Paris. At that time, the color of taxis in Paris was achromatic, so yellow taxis quickly became a specialty. It is said that yellow has become a symbol of taxis in many countries, and it is said that it is not unrelated to the strategy used by Citroën at this time. It has also had a significant impact on traditional marketing targeting prospective auto buyers. For example, Citroën was the first place to introduce the interior of an automobile exhibition hall, where cars can be seen from a distance by configuring the store with a full glass. In 1927, André Citroën opened a department dedicated to architecture in the company and began discussing the automobile showroom. 2 years later, a 10-story car exhibition hall symbolizing Citroën opens in central Paris. The exhibition hall, designed by architect Albert Leibid, covered most of the front with only glass, and cars were displayed on all balconies. This car showroom collapsed in 1952 and is now invisible. Citroën also introduced a test drive event and automobile installment financial products, which are now taken for granted for the first time. Based on such unprecedented marketing, Citroën beat Peugeot and Renault in 1932 to become number one in the French automobile industry. It's been only 13 years since the company was founded. Citroën not only did this but also performed celebrity marketing to hire celebrities. Also, for the first time in the automobile industry, a renowned person of the time was with us. Pilot Charles Lindbergh's first successful transatlantic flight, actor Josephine Baker, and cubist painter Pablo Picasso. In particular, Picasso was also used in Citroën's model name. Citroën named the first new car in the 21st century Extra Picasso. The Picasso series continued to the C4 Picasso, released in 2006. Now, by this point, you will fully understand that Citroën is an unprecedented continuation, right? So, you mean Citroën is a commercial company? No. It is undeniable that Citroën received attention for its unconventional marketing, but the solid technology behind it cannot be ignored. Citroën introduces front-wheel drive monocoque chassis. Henry Ford was the first person in the world to create a mass-produced car. It is also famous for incorporating the conveyor belt system. Citroën is the brand that introduced it to Europe. It is a glimpse of the fact that he has been aiming for cars for the public since his birth. The differentiated point of Citroën was comfort. The mass-produced cars of the time were cheap, but the ride quality and performance were inferior to those of custom-made luxury cars. Citroën's first model, the Citroën Type A, was different. Seating is maximized by padding the seat, and convenience is enhanced with indoor and outdoor electric lighting. The Citroën Type C, which was introduced later, reflected the preferences of female drivers. In the early days, cars were inconvenient to ride due to high ground clearance and high seats. Citroën adjusted the height of the body to make it easier to get on and off in line with the women's fashion of the day, and the steering wheel was designed to be lighter to make it easier to operate. In 1934, the Tucson event appeared a landmark in automobile history. It is the world's first mass-produced all-wheel drive vehicle. At the time, rear-wheel drive vehicles were the most popular, but the minimum ground clearance was high due to parts such as drive shafts. So you had to step on the footrests and get on like riding a horse. The low ground clearance for the traction Evan allows you to get on and off elegantly. This is the first vehicle to have a monocoque chassis as well. At that time, the car was a kind of sandwich structure in which the engine and transmission were placed on the frame, and the body was put on the top of it again. The Traxxon Avant has been designed with the frame and body as a single structure to increase body stiffness. Also, by separating the engine from the interior, it has succeeded in significantly reducing noise and vibration. This monocoque chassis structure is still adopted by most mass-produced car models. Citroën Expedition showing off the technology to the world. Andre Citroën's Geek Challenge, full of confidence with unique marketing and creative products, never stopped. The Hard Audi on the Rail Expedition, which traveled around the world 4 times from 1922 to 1934, is the work of Citroën. George Mary Hart, from Italy, worked for Citroën for 20 years and was called Andre Citroën's right arm. Louis Debrel is an officer and explorer from France. The first expedition began in 1922. It is the first in the world to successfully cross the Sahara Desert by driving the Citroën B2, equipped with a 1.4-liter inline 4-cylinder gasoline engine and a 3-speed manual transmission, and the B2 half-track, a Caterpillar based on it. The following year, he challenged himself to run 20,000 kilometers from Algeria to Cape Town, South Africa. It is also the world's first record of crossing Africa. In 1931, he made an expedition of 13,000 kilometers from Beirut, Lebanon, to Beijing, China. Again, it is the first time that a car is used to ascend to the Himalayas. Citroen's challenge was featured on the topic, and a documentary film was also released. The U.S. Department of Defense purchased Citroen's Caterpillar technology. Ilsa Lijo, who showed off its technology externally and succeeded in promoting the brand. In 1931, the French government awarded Citroën the Région d'Honneur second-class medal. It was the reason that his creative innovation and spirit of challenge contributed to the development of civilization, not only in France, but also in the world. Citroen's innovation continues today. Citroen continues to innovate from his founder. It is a brand that is expected to move forward with what kind of creativeness it will surprise the world again.